make sure that get the sign from the. Look at there, a little video.
It's real fancy.
Look at that. Sit here and watch that all day. All right, great job, great job. All right, let's go ahead and get the Parks Board meeting for Monday, February 27th started. If I could get the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Bubba Perry, would that be all right?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball. Here we go. All right. Before we get the approval of the agenda, as you know, I'm subbing in for Mr. Ken Hessenday. He had surgery. I know he's sitting in his hospital room right now. Andy, do you have any other updates on him right now?
He came through surgery, and they're waiting on the results, and he would appreciate everybody's prayers. So.
Okay. Well, he's got them.
Yep.
Get well soon, Ken. Need to get a motion for the approval of the agenda. Moved. Got Mr. Golden and then Mr. Head. All in favor say aye. 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 Opposed? All right. Mr. Bruce, do we have any citizens' comments today?
No, sir. No
right.
citizens today.
All right. And get everybody take a look at the minutes from the last meeting and need to get a motion to approve the minutes when ready. Approved by Mr. Mike and then second by Mr. Perry. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay. Andy, you want to go ahead and get the presentation going, or we want?
We'll wait for the mayor. He's on the
Okay.
way from Gallatin. He said if we get through the end of if y'all don't mind, Silkwood's waiting on him to get here. I think
Yeah.
that'd be good.
We can wait on
Thank
that for
you.
just a minute. Then we'll just jump on to old business, park project updates. Mr. Gilly.
We have lots of updates. Security camera project is going extremely well. We've added some to Memorial Park now that are operational and finished up veterans. We're about to add some to the Drakes Creek to the Civitan quad and that parking lot between the Civitan and the soccer fields. That's our next step on that. You all have seen the lights at Volunteer Park be fully operational by now, hopefully. That's in good shape. Back to the ice damage that we had, the Serve Pro has finished their work at Volunteer Park with the exception of just a little painting, but that concession stand was used this past weekend. It's not really under y'all's purview, but just to update for everybody else, there will be major construction at Country Hills in the pro shop and the cart barn over the next 6 months as we renovate the pro shop due to ice damages or cold damages, and then demo and reconstruct the cart barn. So bear with us out there. You'll see updates from us coming with several projects over the coming months. Tomorrow night, BOMA will have the second reading of their mid-year budget. Included in there is lights for Memorial Park, which is a big boost for many different clubs and organizations. So hopefully that passed first reading unanimously, and I appreciate that, and hopefully we'll be okay tomorrow night with that as well. The update on the grant that we got from the LPRF from the state of Tennessee. There's about 18 steps we have to go through before they put us, Mr. Peterson's laughing because he knows about all 18 of those steps. But we're moving through the process. There's been no hang-ups thus far, and we've gotten a lot of approvals and really good work from our consultants with that, helping us navigate through because it requires the mayor to sign off on things, us to get maps and all kinds of different things. And we're getting close, hopefully, to getting ready to bid that project out. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Director Gilly. Appreciate that update. Go on to audited financial reports update. If you want to take a look on page 7 and 8. If anyone has any questions about those.
There is representatives
We
from
do.
both those leagues. If you have any questions out in the audience, they are here if you have any questions.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions? We good? All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Starting off with new business, we'll go to Special Needs Sports Foundation Fun Walk. Mr. Ed Neal. Come on up, Ed. Podium up here, sir. When you get on up there, hit the button and state your name.
My name is Ed Neal. I'm the president of Special Needs Sports Foundation, and we've got a division called Club Able to Be Me because we do a lot more than sports. We do dances, parties, picnics, movie nights, weekly bingo. We got a bowling league we had to turn people away this year with 121. But what I'm coming to the board with is we've had a 5K run and a walk in Gallatin for the last 3 years. And some of the parents and different ones have said, we'd like to bring it back to Hendersonville. And we decided that we're not going to do a 5K because we don't draw as many runners. And so we want to do a walk at the Heritage Farm at a very reasonable cost for a lot of these individuals who's never been out in the rural area. They can see a rural area within the city. And we want to make it fun and friendly. And we're going to try and have 3 or 4 food trucks and make it family friendly. And we want to do this on June the 24th. And the only other problem we had with the walk, a lot of people said, I don't want to be there by 7 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to do it from 10 to 2 so people can come and go as they want to. And I would certainly appreciate your support. I know a lot of people in this room, especially Ms. Hamlin here. She's a fine asset to the Parks Department. I've been helping her for about 24 years. Bubba Perry, I could go on and on, but that's basically what we want to do. We want to get it approved that we can do a walk. I've got all my paperwork here from the federal government for our 501c, our charitable work from the state of Tennessee, and our insurance papers here. Anything else that y'all would like to ask me, feel free to do that.
Anybody have any questions?
Is the dates and all okay with you guys at the Parks Department?
Got insurance and everything for it?
I've got it right here if you need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but I'd say, yeah.
Okay.
Say that.
Mr. Neal, thanks for what you always do for these kids in this area. Appreciate you
Thank
more
you,
than you
Bubba.
know. Yes, sir. I'd like to go on and make a motion to approve it.
All right, Mr. Perry has made a motion. Mr. Golden has second. If any other questions or discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right. Good job, sir.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Appreciate what you do. That's awesome. All right. Next new business item, Eagle Scout Project, Mr. Blake Douglas.
Mr. Chairman, while Mr. Douglas is coming to speak, on the screen, you'll see Jason has put up there for us an updated version of the map that's in your packet. Mr. Douglas has added to his project, and he'll explain what all these dots are, but I think the purple is the birdhouse locations, and the red is going to be added benches. So that's a nice addition to the project, and we'll just leave that on the screen and kind of let him walk you through his project at this point.
Good evening. Like Mr. Gilly said, my name is Blake Douglas. I am with Troop 75. And for my Eagle project, I wanted to do 16 birdhouses, and originally that was going to be the only plan, but I talked to my Eagle board, and they recommended I added 2 benches, and I went out to Saunders Ferry Park, and I chose 2 locations, which are the 2 red dots on the map, each of which I didn't want to just randomly drop them in the woods. I wanted to put them near where the birdhouses were going to be and where they might be useful to people, and so they are close to tee-off points for the disc golf. And there was no benches at those tee-off points, and so I figured they should be added. If you have any questions, I'm willing to take them, because you guys have a outdated packet, and I have all the nice new information.
What's different? What's the new information you have?
So I guess in the back of this, I have a lot better bench plans. I have a definitive budget of how much everything costs, a better vision of why I decided to do the project, and just a lot more informative information, a lot more descriptive.
Well, I'd be interested to hear about why you decided to do this project, if you want to share.
I've grown up around Hendersonville for a very long time, and I've always liked going to the parks. I bike to Saunders Ferry and Lock 4 and the Arboretum and all the parks around, at least like the Saunders Ferry Peninsula, and I always enjoyed watching the birds, but I never really saw a whole lot of birds at Saunders Ferry specifically. I never saw a lot of birdhouses, and so I chose blue jays because it's just always been a species I liked. It was a very beautiful bird, and then also it's native to Tennessee. I don't see a lot of them, and it was just a good decision. And I sat on the design for benches for a while because I originally wanted to do something simple, but then I wanted something that'd be very comfortable and practical to where it's not just a seat, it has a backing and sides. But I specifically chose Saunders Ferry because I felt like it was a wider park. I could install more birdhouses. I originally thought about doing the Walton Ferry boat ramp, but I figured that was a little small and not a lot of trees. And I visit Saunders Ferry the most with my Boy Scout troop, so I figured it would be a good location for us to kind of enjoy and have more experiences there.
Is there something significant about the number 16?
We were doing the math for the number of boards I needed for birdhouses, and I originally decided to do 15, and then we would have a little bit of offcut, so I decided to do 16. That way it was a nice round number, and I didn't have to get an odd number of boards and have a lot of waste material that I didn't know what to do with.
Nice. Good job.
Is there, so number one, will these be attached to trees, I assume? The answer is
Yes.
And then two, as far as the locations and why the dots in the specific places, is there a rhyme or reason?
I mainly wanted to choose, I didn't want to put them very close together. Blue jays are very, I wouldn't say territorial, but they don't like being close to each other, at least for nesting. So I wanted to spread them out throughout the park, and I mainly wanted to choose the very densely populated areas so they had a better place to forage for food or just kind of move around and it wasn't in the middle of a field. But when it comes to mounting them to the trees, I did some research. I didn't want to harm the tree by mounting the birdhouse to it, so I found out that it needs to be a kind of coating that doesn't harm the tree. The screw needs to be made out of a certain kind of material, not like copper or just a toxic metal. It needs to be something like, I think it recommended something to the effect of like steel, just a non-eroding metal that wouldn't harm the tree.
Great. Yes, sir.
I think this is a great idea. By what you're telling me now, I'm assuming that the Corps has signed off on this.
The Corps on this will not get in the weeds like they would in other items. If we were moving dirt around, we'll be okay.
I move to approve.
Good point. We've got a motion for approval here. Got a second? And all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Good job, young man.
Thank you.
Sounds great. He did. All right. Elementary cross country, Mr. Wyteka.
So he could not be here tonight, but I can speak about this just from the meetings that we've had. And just to update you, we work with them very closely with his group for all the middle school and high school races. Something that we figured out was that he does have a component that is the elementary races that we didn't have anything from application standpoint from the history. So this is just from a formality standpoint, adding those so that you guys approve the elementary races as well. It is with Beach. It is so it says on here Music City Super Squad. That is it is in relation with Beach Cross Country. The money that would come back does go to Beach Cross Country. However, they made sure he's talked to Trevor as well about money going back to help with parts of the course.
Yeah.
That money would be appropriated from their cross country budget to help out with the cross country course. So really, this is just so he has the elementary races approved. He's done them at Drake's Creek. He's done them at Heritage Farm, and he's done them at Drake's Creek or at Saunders Ferry in the last 2 years. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Anybody's been to there, he does a great job with them, so seems like a formality.
We're just approving that he can continue to do the elementary races
Right.
under our oversight.
Ms. Rathert approves. Ms. Holman seconds. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right. Good job, Scott. Okay. All right, on to Iron Fest. Mr. Skoda. All right. You're up, my friend.
I'm up.
That's right.
My name is Mark Skoda. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Iron Gate Records. Good to meet you all, first of all. I've actually been in Hendersonville resident for about a year and 2 months.
Awesome.
Moved up from Franklin, actually, because I got tired of traffic and I needed to get about 4 or 5 acres. So I live right down the street from the Cash House and, frankly, from where a number of other famous artists were. And, I've really been excited about this project for a couple of reasons. One, I fell in love with Hendersonville, and I've been coming here for a number of years with your July 4th holiday, which has been fantastic and well done. And I met with Wade and talked to him and certainly Andy about this idea. As I've sort of looked at the environment, given the fact that I'm a record label, I'm doing publishing, I actually manufacture down in Columbia, Tennessee for my other business. I'm semi-retired, but never to retire. And one of the things that sort of intrigued me was the festivals that go on around Nashville, which are very expensive. They've all become corporatized, even Pilgrimage Festival and certainly over at the Bonnaroo. And Hendersonville has this extraordinary history, and I felt it was really interesting for me as an entrepreneur to propose a festival here, a family-friendly festival at rates that are very low cost for people to come and actually enjoy music. Full day of music. We've actually proposed the 16th of September. We'd have 2 stages. We'd essentially provide the various bands. In fact, some headliners we're already in discussions with. One stage would be for acoustic and country, the other stage for rock. Family-friendly, no vulgarities, no rap, no nonsense. I don't even let that happen to my label. Although we're not a Christian label, we take Christianity very seriously. And, basically food vendors and obviously art vendors who would support the overall objective, which is to serve the music community. My intent is to do this and hopefully get a 3-year commitment over time, but to essentially move this to 2 days where at that point, if we have good success in this first event, that we would be able to then perhaps integrate sort of a potential beer area as well, which is at this point was not feasible given both timing and just the licensing requirement. I've been working in the music business for about 7 years. My son got his own band. I've been coming to Hendersonville for about 5 years. I drove back and forth from Franklin to take him here to Cedar Stone Music School in Hendersonville, where he has been taught by the likes of Greg Upchurch, who is my partner. Greg Upchurch is the drummer for Three Doors Down. Of course, Matt's been taught by guys like Jason Aldean's drummer, Rich Redman, and even Troy Lucetta from Tesla. So this has been a great move, and frankly, we're sitting on a nice little 4-acre plot now, which gives me some room to sketch out, and we're going to hopefully renovate the barn that's on the property, turn that into a music studio. So my hope really is, I'm not worried so much about making money per se. I'm really worried about providing a destination sort of opportunity for Hendersonville, for our citizens and for other folks to enjoy music from independent artists, and quite frankly, do it at a rate and a cost that they can enjoy. I mean, we're all getting killed by inflation. We're all getting killed by the economy. And frankly, $25 tickets are pretty reasonable in this day and age for a festival that will go from 11 to 11 p.m. I've already been discussing backing from Ford Motor and from Pepsi and Frito-Lay, and I've got other vendors I've talked to. Not committing anybody yet because I had to get your approval first, hopefully. But my hope would be to do this as a multi-year event. That's critical to me. I mean, this city I think is very cool. You guys do a tremendous job with the events you host. I mean, 10,000 people for July 4th, and it seemed like a walk in the park, no pun intended. So my hope would be that you approve the opportunity, and then at that point I can go to work, form the LLC, get the insurances in place, commitments of vendors, commitments to funding. I've already got my budget built. I've already talked to Dwayne Inc., which is a major events provider here in Nashville for the staging and for the sound audio. It's fully turnkey. So basically, we would provide the vendors security as well, green room, food, et cetera, and basically leave what I'll call the heavy lifting to an outside vendor that would provide the kind of required sound. We're not talking about an open stage. We're not talking about your mom and dad's speakers. We're talking about a true event here. My view is to make sure not only am I proud, but I put my name to something, and I spent about 35 years in corporate life working for major blue chips and about 13 and a half years of my life overseas. So my hope is that we can make this a big success, and I would appreciate your support of it.
Very good. Very good. One thing I did notice on here, it said stage build and prep on Friday the 23rd. Of course, that's a week after.
Yes,
So
you know-
probably needs to be Friday
The 15th, yes. What happened was, when Wade and I initially talked, we actually didn't recognize that the 23rd was pilgrimage, and I said, we're not gonna try to compete. But I think it's really kind of cool to have this just the week before, because people would be sort of teed up. And frankly, $25 tickets beat the heck out of $300 the last time I went to pilgrimage, so.
Yeah, that is true.
But it's really a great it's a pleasure to be here for the first time with you all as well. I've really fallen in love with Hendersonville, and my son's really thriving here, and my other son, unfortunately, is going to be going to Ole Miss. So any Ole Miss fans here, that's where he's headed in August. But thank you so very much for the opportunity to present this. And by the way, I'd like to thank Wade particularly, because he has been very helpful, as he has done some tour management in his past life, and was very helpful in guiding me, both in terms of what Hendersonville does for its events, as well as some of the ideas he had. So thank you. I'd like to recognize you.
Awesome.
So several times you mentioned multi-year commitment. So we're asking for 1 year on this application.
I think it's for 1 year, correct, Wade? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, that's right.
Trying just to get the first year under our belt.
Get the first one, and my view is it's a multi-year commitment from my point of view. I mean,
Sure.
I would have to come back, but I think, if we do this and we pull it off properly, then we would want to do a 2-day event and really make this a little bigger event as well. So yes, but clearly we're asking, we just thank you for just the first year.
First year.
Have any staff issues?
We don't have any staff issues. I just want to point out he is committing to donate 10% of profits to Mary's Magical Place,
Yeah,
which
it's
we appreciate that too.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, no, look, this is my home now, so I'm really, really excited about this project. I'm excited about the city, and I really want to do the right thing, and so thank you so much for the opportunity to present to you at the very least.
All right. Any other questions? Mr. Head?
No, I was just going to make a motion to approve, provided that he get all the proper insurance and everything once we approve it, and come back to the park department with the insurance.
And I would ask to work with Wade on the proper insurance requirements, et cetera. Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Mr. Head has a
And
motion. Second.
The only, just so you know, it is at Veterans, not Memorial. So that's just my fault. Yeah. The only thing that's going on that day is the half marathon, but they don't actually use that area, so that would not interfere with this.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Mr. Head, is the change of the venue change your motion? Okay. All right. So we got a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Let me just make
Oh,
sure
whoa.
I got that written down. You said motion to approve pending insurance is. Got it.
Right.
Okay. We ready? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Welcome to Hendersonville. You got yourself.
It's a real
venue.
pleasure. Thank you so very
You got
much.
it, Mr. Skoda. Thank you very much.
Thanks all.
All right. Okay. Let's see. So waiting. All right. So we will go to the Big Bounce America Nashville. Miss Katie Turner. Katie on the screen. Katie on the screen. There we go. Hey, Katie. How are you? There we go. Can you hear us?
Yes. Oh, sorry, there.
There we go. May need to get the sound a little bit louder,
Hi.
please.
Can you hear me okay?
Very, 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 very little, barely. I think he's,
Well, I am Katie.
hang on, Katie, 1 second.
Testing.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Katie, let's see.
Try it again.
Can you hear me okay now?
Barely, sorry.
Can I try? Can you hear me?
Is that as loud as it's gonna get? Uh-oh. I don't know if Katie can pump up her volume.
See if you can get closer to your microphone, speak up.
I can try and talk a bit.
There we go. Yay. All right, go ahead, Katie.
Thank you. Thank you for having myself and Alex here. We are with the Big Bounce America. We're the largest touring inflatable event. You can check us out in the Guinness World Records. We tour all over the United States, Canada. We've had some tours in Australia, and we've been running for, I believe it's been about 5 years now. We're proposing to have our event in Heritage Park from April 28th to April 30th. And so we'll have 6 different inflatables. We bring in food trucks.
We have a DJ. It's all family friendly. We do have an adults only session for 16 and up for those adults that want to have, that kind of child-like experience. And we, talking with Wade, we did decide to, or are willing to donate $2,000 to the Friends of Indian Lake Peninsula as well.
So 3-day festival, it looks like, is that right? Okay.
Oh, sorry, I can't quite hear that.
I said you're gonna have it for 3 days, correct? Can you hear that?
Yes,
I didn't have
we
it
would
on there,
begin
I'm sorry.
setup.
Yeah, okay.
We would begin setup on the Tuesday, and then we begin the event Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're usually gone, everything packed up by around noon on the following Tuesday.
Okay, sounds like everything's kosher with the setup on those dates. Okay, thank you. Yes,
Yeah, my question is for Trevor. Trevor, I see we got heavy machinery. Do we anticipate any problems where they're having to park it? And it looks like an 8 to 8 as far as setting it up. Is somebody gonna be down there, or are we requiring somebody to be down there to kind of oversee this a little bit, or?
No, I don't think there'll be any problems with them setting up with any heavy machinery out there. We've had all kinds out there, and there's no lines that we know of that could possibly bust out there, so I wouldn't anticipate that.
okay.
This is very similar to the one of their rival competitors, probably the Great Inflatable Race that came a few years ago. They're a little bit bigger and better, I think, probably from what I've researched. Y'all don't have to say that. I said it for you. But I would anticipate people from all over the southeast coming to this if it's anything like we had before.
Gotcha.
And the fact that they're a turnkey makes it a whole lot easier on us.
All right.
Make a motion.
No other questions?
Katie promised that actually all of you get passes. I'm just kidding.
All right. We have a motion for approval. You have a second? Second by Dr. Golden. All in favor say aye. 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 All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, ladies. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but got it done. Thank you.
We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Moving on, Six String Showdown Resolute Box Lacrosse. Mr. Bice.
Actually, I'm filling in for him. My name is Anthony Kelly. He's actually on vacation with his family, so I'm stepping in. We are co-founders of Resolute Lacrosse. We are out of Columbus, Ohio. We run a club program for youth kids all the way through high school. We're based out of Columbus, but we have teams in Cleveland, Toledo, and the Cincinnati area as well. We also own a athletic facility called the Resolute Athletic Complex, which is a 74,000 square foot indoor complex. And we host events. We do several lacrosse tournaments at our facility, but we're just looking to expand on that, have the opportunity to play some teams from a new area. We love the idea of coming to your guys' facility there with the outdoor roller hockey rinks. And, we came across that. We've been speaking with Wade a bit about the possibility of coming and hosting an event there to really come into an emerging market with an emerging sport of lacrosse. And just grateful to have the opportunity to speak to you guys, and happy to answer any questions you may have.
Great. All right.
And just so you guys see, there are two applications. There are 2 weekends they're looking to do 2 different events, but they're back to back in your packet. And HAIA is aware of both of these tournaments, and it's okay with their calendar.
Okay. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I see this as a for-profit. Do we have somebody they're gonna help out?
It says hi, Holland.
It's listed on the packet,
Oh, okay.
Hendersonville Inline Hockey
Okay,
Association.
okay, I get it.
That's a good point.
And we're
Dr.
happy
Golden?
to make an additional donation if there's something else that you guys see fit. Happy to do that as well.
Yeah, forgive me if you mentioned this. Is this an adult tournament? It's a youth tournament? What are the ages?
I apologize. This is so the 2 weekends are one weekend will be high school, and the second weekend will be a youth tournament. So basically, third grade through middle school.
Great. Excellent. All right. Well,
Mr. Chairman, I just want to know if he could come down here and build one of those 70,000 square foot indoor facilities. That'd be great.
Bring your tools.
I'd love to have 3 or 4 of them if possible. It's just we were fortunate, kind of right place, right time. When we came across ours, it was actually foreclosed on. So we were very fortunate to take it over when we did. It's just those things never seem to add up when you put the money into the build, everything that comes with it.
It's very fortunate. And where are all these teams coming from? Are they coming from all over the country?
Yeah, that's correct, sir. So, obviously we'll be bringing our teams from Ohio, and then the hopes would be to have some local teams, as well as some teams from possibly Florida, additional areas. We have some other friends probably coming down from St. Louis, Memphis area, things like that.
That's great. That's great. Well, hopefully we'll get a list of hotels and areas to stay at while you're down here and get you set up in that regard. So if there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and motion for approval. Got a motion by Mr. You've been very, very active tonight, Mr. Head. Good job. Motion by Mr. Head, a second by Mr. Bowler. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, ayes have it. Good job, sir. Looking forward to bring your tournament down here. 2 weekends.
Thank you very much. And
Yes, sir.
just one last thing. This would be something that we would love to, obviously start with year 1. But if all goes well, it's something that we would love to just continue to do as a yearly annual event. So.
Just to fill you in on how that kind of works on our end, if your event goes off without a hitch and there's no concerns or problems, and you use the same date and don't really modify the event much, then we'll just continue going forward on those corresponding dates. If we change the date or the nature of the event, or you add elements that aren't the same, we'll come back before this board.
That sounds great. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Good job. All right. I see we have the mayor in the crowd, so we'll go ahead. I don't want the Silkwoods to wait any longer. We're going to go ahead and do the proclamation for Eagle Scout Tyler Silkwood. So, Mayor Clary, go ahead and take it away.
So, yeah, I apologize for being late. I had a meeting in Gallatin. The reason that I wanted to make sure that I was here to do this is because I presented a proclamation to his brother.
That's awesome.
3 years ago?
I think so.
So this is Brian and Vanessa Silkwood that have 2 sons, both of whom are Eagle Scouts.
That's awesome.
So I think that's pretty amazing. So that's the reason I'm sorry to make you wait, but that's the reason I sort of made you wait. So sorry about that. But let me read this. Whereas in the Boy Scout organization, the rank of Eagle Scout is the culmination of several years of hard work and dedication to goals in scouting, and whereas Tyler Silkwood first became a Boy Scout in May of 2016, earning numerous merit badges, and will go on to earn the rank of Eagle Scout on March 6, 2023. And whereas for his Eagle Scout project, Tyler spent around 200 hours to coordinate and fundraise approximately $7,000 to cover the cost of materials and to help install 4 large concrete pads and 4 21-foot team sports benches in the city parks. And whereas Eagle Scouts will carry with them in the future the knowledge and insights that they have gained throughout their scouting experience. Also, I should say, is that he leaves us with an incredible asset for the city of Hendersonville. Anytime an Eagle Scout candidate calls me and says, do we have any projects? I have a list of projects ready for them. Tyler had his own in mind, and he's leaving us with an asset for the city of Hendersonville. We appreciate that. So let me finish. Now, therefore, I, Jamie Clary, the mayor of the city of Hendersonville, do proclaim that Tyler Silkwood has achieved the rank of Eagle Scout, and I urge the citizens of Hendersonville to join me in congratulating him on this achievement. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your project? Please do. And that's yours.
Well, as you said, my project was 4 21-foot concrete pads that were 4 feet wide. Well, the concrete pads were actually 22 feet long, 4 feet wide. And then there was a hole that was 6 inches deep, filled with 2 inches of gravel, and then 4 inches of concrete on top of that. And then after a whole month, 30 days of the concrete curing, we finally got to install the benches on top of the concrete pads, and then we had to backfill, do all that to make sure it looked level, and I learned a lot through the experience, and it was a fun time. But
nice job.
Thank you.
Good job, Tyler.
And I want to thank all you guys for the opportunity for me to do my Eagle Scout project with the city parks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's give him an applause. Good job. Good job, man.
Thank you.
You got it.
Did they get a picture of the parents up here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should.
You want video or photo? Portrait mode? You want to do it without me first and then?
Let's get this duck down over here.
Same thing, Jeremiah.
You don't want my face in it.
Don't want to be there. No.
Don't want my bald head in it either.
Meeting's rolling. Good job.
You guys are done.
We don't want to be in it.
We don't want to be in it.
I hope they get you.
It's gonna get my bald head is what's gonna happen.
I'm going to get Vanessa bunny ears. Getting on the right spot. I know.
There we go.
Hello, everybody.
I should have popped up in photo bond, but that's okay.
We should have all bonded.
We should
just
have.
for the fun of it.
Yep. Yay. Great job, young man. Keep it up. You got it. You got it. All right. Back to new business. We got Christmas for Kids Pickleball Tournament. Linda O'Connell. This has been on everybody's mind, so
I know. I'm going to have to learn how to play.
let's hear. Come on, Linda. We are.
Push the button down there. There you go.
There we go.
Got it. Okay. First of all, brief information on Christmas for Kids. Hopefully, most of you have heard of us. But we have been around. This will be our 41st year. The organization was started by Conway Twitty and a bus driver 40 years ago when they put a few kids on a tour bus and took them Christmas shopping. So last year we took 400 elementary kids and 80 middle school kids, so almost 500 kids. We utilize 600 plus volunteers on that Tuesday to get everybody shopping. The kids go into Walmart. Each child hopefully gets $175 to buy whatever they want for Christmas. This tournament is a fundraiser to help provide that $175. Our primary fundraiser each year is a concert at the Ryman, and we will be doing that again, probably November of this year. We used to do a golf tournament that Waddell and Reed did, and we were the beneficiary. Waddell and Reed divested last year, so there is no Waddell and Reed, so we did not have the golf tournament. So we sat down and said, what can we do for additional funds? We really didn't want to do another golf tournament since there's one about every other day, it seems like. So everybody started saying, let's do a pickleball tournament. I know literally what I know about pickleball. I went to, I Googled it and then looked at YouTube videos. So I am not your pickleball player, but I may have to check it out. But we are working in conjunction with C2 Pickleball in Hendersonville that has some indoor courts. But they have been instrumental in helping us figure out how to make this all work, hopefully without hitches. They have the software for signing people up, for doing the bracketing, for doing everything so that we don't have to recreate the wheel. So our plan is to do a 2-day tournament. It will run Saturday all day, 8 or 9 in the morning till 6, and then Sunday 1 to 6. We will utilize the indoor courts at C2, Hendersonville courts, and Gallatin City courts. So we will have different brackets playing at different parks all day through both of those days. So that's basically, we will charge, we're looking at probably $80 a team to play. This is the first for everybody involved, basically. It's the first for the parks, it's the first for us. C2 has done some small tournaments at their establishment, so they do have some experience to help us get the details ironed out, hopefully. But that's the plan. We will be looking for sponsors as well as charging people to play. They will be guaranteed at least 5 matches. So it's a double elimination tournament. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Any questions?
The only thing I wanted to mention was for this approval, we were just approving the event. We were working on dates. There's a date that's on here. We're going to work on finding a different date for them, but for tonight's sake, it's just approval of the event.
Yeah,
Mr.
the
Gilly?
plan will be sometime in June, hopefully. We had originally said July, but we have a sponsor who can't do it the week in July. They're going to be out of the country. So since sponsors are not really easy to find, if I can move the date and keep a sponsor, then that's what we're going to do. So we're looking at dates. Gallatin has approved a June date, and C2 has approved a June date. So we're working on making sure that we're good here for the June date.
So in saying that, if we make a motion to approve this, it would need to be motion to approve contingent upon date with the Parks, working out the date with the Parks Department. We're trying to balance when our courts are being the back tennis courts are being resurfaced and figure out all that stuff. But we will work diligently to make sure we get this taken care of.
Mr. Gilly, Mr. Evans, is there a facility fee being charged here?
There would be unless you vote to waive it.
Is there any issues? Do you guys see any issues to waiving it here? I think this is a fantastic cause.
Thank you. Do we have any pickleball players? Any of you guys play pickleball? Come on.
You haven't played?
Mr. Hessen will play when he gets back.
Mr. Hessen will play.
Promise.
All right.
Yeah, we'll make sure he plays. We'll get him a team. There you go. All right. So whoever makes the motion, make sure that they include the date as well as waiving the facility fee for that. So if there are any more questions, go ahead.
Can you restate that? What did you say, sir?
I said whenever anybody that makes the motion, it needs to state the waiving of the facility fee as well as getting the date organized with the Parks Department.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so I would move to approve, subject upon finding a suitable date with staff, and that we waive the facility fee.
First and a second, all in favor? Aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, Miss Linda, good job.
Thank you very much. Now we all just have to learn to play pickleball.
That's right. That's right. Great job. Thank you. Good organization. Okay, moving right along. The separation 7v7, DeMarcus Ganaway. I guess Mr. Ganaway is online, maybe. Nope, not online. Okay. Wade?
Am I up?
Well, if Mr. Ganaway's not here, we're going to move on to Nerf Nights. There he is. Look at that.
That's right. Jason, did you get those pictures I just sent you? See if I don't know if you can throw them up real quick if we can. Yeah, I don't know. Just randomly came to me one night. I just thought I know Long Hollow did something similar to this, but I've got 2 5-year-old nephews who are obsessed with Nerf guns. Nerf blasters is what we call them, and in the house. Anyway, I just thought, you guys know my big thing is I want to think about things to reach populations that maybe would not come and play in our parks. So this is my idea on what we call Nerf Night. It would be I hope to do it more than once. This is just a one-time. I really want to try to do it with a smaller group the first time to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and tweak it. Because the one thing I see about this is, I feel like we would have almost too many people, so we would have to regulate it a little bit. But the idea is simply this: it would be at night from 6 to 8. It'd be 2 different divisions. I'd have the young kids from 6 to 6:45, and the second group, which would be 12 to 14-year-olds, would be there from 7 to 7:45. They pay $10 to play. The one thing I'm going to do is we're going to play 3 different rounds. We'll play capture the flag, what I'm going to call not team deathmatch. I'm going to call it team battle. And then the third round would be parents versus kids. So the parents could have a go at it as well. I thought 2 things that I really want to do with this. One, I want to incorporate the HPD. I think that'd be good. Not that we necessarily have to talk about gun safety, but I thought that it'd be cool for them to be involved in that aspect. Secondly, right now I'm going to make every kid wear safety glasses. So whether it be just like those lab clear ones or they have their own, that's fine. But to play, they're going to have to use safety glasses. If not, I'm hoping to find an optometrist or an eye doctor in town that wants to donate those and be a sponsor. That would be cool too. But I did put in here just the cost of what it's going to cost for us to do from our office. The biggest thing is I'm going to make sure they have to be a certain type. There's a certain type of Nerf guns and bullets that you have to use. I know it's funny, but ammunition, I guess. But we're going to buy all that. We're going to buy all the ammunition so that people can't doctor them and show up with, ones with. Hey, I don't know if you remember Troopers Paintball. They used to be over by Masters Gym, but I used to go there all the time. I got lit up by people that came over there with, frozen paintballs and stuff. So, hopefully all the kids and parents, they can bring their own blasters, if you will. But we're going to provide the ammo. And then I think it'd be cool too with we'll have some refs out there, some officials. David Stahl is going to be out there. But one thing I told Trevor would be cool is, we're going to utilize some of the stuff we have just around the park, some Yodocs, barriers and stuff, and make it literally like, remember American Gladiators, where they had to like run to the different things and try to shoot the target? Like, I want to make it like that. So we'll make it a good
adult
time.
league?
Do what?
No adult league? Come on.
I mean, maybe we'll have it after hours.
Well, you said you want to test market.
Maybe do a test trial run.
Parks Department versus Parks Board.
That's
might
right.
That might be something to look at right there, huh? All right.
But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, I know I'm not. It's just I'm putting it out there for everybody out there if they see this to kind of get the info on it. But I mean, we're not trying to make money off of this. I just think it'd be cool. And eventually, I mean, if it does really well, then we'll do it multiple times throughout the summer. We are going to use the old hockey rink. A couple reasons for that. One, it's not rented, so I mean, we know that we could use it. Two, there is the old hockey storage room right there where we could store all the stuff for this. So if we ended up doing it every Thursday night or something, or every other Thursday night, the stuff is right there.
Got it. All right.
I make a motion, we approve it.
Mr. Perry, motions for approval, and as Mr. Head, seconded over there tonight. He's on fire. All right. Everybody, all in favor say aye. 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 All opposed? All right, let's Nerf night it up.
Right.
Yes, Mr.
I just wanted to thank Wade for coming up with this. A great event outside of the box. And you mentioned it about bringing people that might not normally come to the parks, that this event might attract them. And I just really appreciate y'all thinking of stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see this event. I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Yeah. So you're going to volunteer to referee the match? Is that what you're going to do? Ooh, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me.
Oh, and then winners could take on the city to Boma.
Mayor Clary has already said that he's planning with other parents how to go against their kids. So
there you go. All right. All right. Well, Mr. Evans, let's go ahead to special events list. Take a look at that. Any questions at all?
Just a couple things you'll see that have changed. Barstool fishing is not happening this year. The other thing that did cancel was Jeeping for Kids. They are going to come back next year. It's going to happen. The problem was they got so much money donated early on that they have to go through the LLC process now, and that was going to take too much time to make it happen. So they're going to come back next year. He's just trying to get all the legal stuff taken care of.
Okay. And then disciplinary correspondence, the back page. And would say that hopefully this individual has had a nice talking to and hopefully will not be back for a little while.
At least 2 games.
At least a couple games. And he's on probation. So, all right. Let's see here. We have down here athletic committee report. It's on the
Want
agenda.
me to give that?
If you'd like to, go ahead.
I'll give it. The athletic committee met this afternoon at 5 o'clock to discuss medical services at events was the overall first topic. That turned into a longer discussion about kind of medical services on a daily basis, I guess. But we'll be coming back to the Parks Board next month with a couple of recommendations to go with the special event application to kind of more or less make people in greater detail give us what their medical service plan will be at some of the larger events. There are some just very important discussions we've been having about AED machines and people on site and different things like that that don't really require Parks Board action at this time. But we do want everybody, I do feel like about 4 or 5 years ago, our parks was one of the leaders when it came to having multiple AED machines all over the place. BOMA putting the money and vote behind putting the UTV to use in the park all the time, 7 days a week. And we just want to make sure we're continuing to be as safe as we possibly can. That's basically, you all on the committee can correct me if I misspoke on anything. There was a brief discussion about the discipline across the leagues and officials. And from where I sit, and I kind of see things go across my desk, and sometimes we interject ourselves with the leagues, and sometimes we sit back and let the leagues handle it. But I feel like we have seen less this year than years past. I feel like for the number of games that when we started keeping track of number of games versus number of incidents, it is a very small percentage of things that we deal with. What happens, I think sometimes we have these crazy things happen, and it's like, man, is that the norm? It does not necessarily mean the norm. We do want to we are working with all the leagues to kind of place an emphasis on sportsmanship continuously, so hopefully that will continue. If anybody has any questions, you'll see some things next month for you to vote on, I think, to go in the special event application.
And that's all I was going to touch on, is elaborate on what he said, is that we were just concerned when we had the tournaments come into town and they were not bringing in any athletic trainers or emergency service. What would their plan be in case of an accident happened?
All right. Thank you, Athletic Committee report. All right, let's move on to staff reports. Recreation Coordinator Programs, Miss Cindy Hamlin.
Thank you. Raptors basketball season has ended. I had 40-plus participants. We just recently had our season-ending pizza party on February 18th and had pictures made. Anyone who did not or was not able to attend on that day and they want to pick up their participation awards, they can contact me at my email, chamblin@hfieldtn.org, or call the office. We have baseball and kickball starting. Baseball registration will begin March 1st and run through March 18th. The season will begin March 31st and run till May 13th. We will meet every Friday evening at 5:30 and 6:15, and every Saturday morning from 9 o'clock and 9:45. Then kickball registration will begin May 1st and run through May 12th, with the season beginning May 13th and running through June 17th. I have explained to most of the people that I talked to several people, and they're like, well, I don't know if my child wants to play baseball or not. I've encouraged them to go ahead and sign up for the Raptors baseball, because if you play baseball, you automatically get to play kickball. And that way they get a chance to try it and see if they like it. And a lot of times parents will say, I don't think they'll like it, they'll want to do it, and they end up wanting to do it anyway. And they see them get growth in the skills. So I encourage everybody to go ahead and sign up for for baseball, even if you're thinking about just doing kickball, because that way you're already in there and you can show up and do some of the baseball if you want. Special Needs Easter Egg Hunt. This will be at Mary's Magical Playground. It's on March 28th, beginning at 3:30. I have 3 sessions. Session 1 is from 3:30 to 4:15 and is reserved for those with greater sensory needs and mobility issues. Session 2 is 4:30 to 5:15, and Session 3 is from 5:30 to 6:15. We have 30 slots per session. We currently have 12 registered for Session 1, 21 registered for Session 2, and 7 registered for Session 3. This is sponsored by Hendersonville Civitan and the Parks Department. And just a reminder for the public out there that when this event takes place, Mary's Magical Playground will be closed that day from 2:30 to 6:30. And we have been posting things on Facebook, letting them know about that, and there's going to be signs that are going to be posted a week or two beforehand just to make sure that they know about that, because I always hate when I have to go in there and tell somebody they've got to leave and they just got there. But we're trying to get the information out. Rain date will be March 30th, and then I will begin working on the Kids Club Summer Program. We're going to have to get more information about location and dates and times before I can put that out there. But that'll be coming soon. Any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Hamlin?
Anybody want to sponsor anything for the Special Needs Easter Egg Hunt? Let Wade or myself know. We'll be glad to take sponsors for that as well.
Thank you, Ms. Hamlin. All right. Recreation Coordinator Athletics, Mr. Ori Fugate.
Adult basketball ended this past Wednesday. Congratulations to our champions, the Wasmen. Adult kickball and adult softball registration ends this Friday, with games starting in March 20th. That's it.
That is it. Any questions for Mr. Fugate? Good, all right. Special event supervisor, Mr. Evans.
I'm sure they're going to talk about basketball ending, but we did end up with our basketball season being over this weekend. So just a reminder that, we have 25 gym supervisors who we call program supervisors now, with a couple of part-time maintenance guys, full-time maintenance guys that help out as well. So that would not happen without those 25, because at any given point we had 13 gyms and sometimes 2 in each gym. So just glad, not glad that's done, but I'm glad that we were able to do that. We're hoping to utilize them in different ways this summer with other programs and concerts and everything. As far as I know, the couple biggest questions we've gotten about is the Live Love Nashville concert and Pigfest. Our artist, we've been working on that, but just, from information standpoint. But the Pigfest website everything is going to be updated this week. We've almost got it completely ready to go for this year. Yeah, you see all the special events. Really, now that softball's kind of kicking back in, hopefully we get some good weather on the weekends. We have, pretty good weather in the week and then terrible on the weekends. So hopefully they'll start, evening out a little bit more here. But Beach and Station Camp has their big softball tournament this weekend, and it really ramps up. I know youth sports are supposed to start practice tonight, but they'll kick in hopefully soon.
Great. Thank you, Wade. Any questions for Wade? Good. All right. Parks Maintenance Superintendent, Mr. Cole.
Yes, we've got a little bit going on right now, trying to get ready for the ball season to start. We are coming close on our trailhead restroom that was set on fire, getting that open. We've got the partitions up right now. We're pretty much just waiting on the ceiling to be put in so we can put the lights in and get that open back up. So hopefully here soon so that it can be utilized by the soccer. When y'all go into the parks, y'all will probably notice a lot of different faces doing a lot of different things. We're really putting an emphasis on cross-training people right now, trying to get everybody ready for what we've got coming. That way, if somebody goes down, somebody's out, then the next person can step up and step in. Going back to soccer, y'all notice a few new things. We got a new shade structure that was put up. So there's new shade structure over the front concession stand with new picnic tables and new benches out over there that's turned out really nice. And we are currently working with NES right now to add 5 more poles and 7 new lights back in the soccer parking lot to light that up a little bit better so that it's safer for everybody. So we're in talks with NES right now trying to get them set up on that. And if y'all see Tony Key in the next day or two, tomorrow is his last day. He is retiring after 20 years, so congratulate him on that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. Any questions? Comments, concerns? All right. Assistant Director, Mr. Long.
Thank you. Tennessee United began practice last week, and middle school soccer also started practice. And those games will begin starting this weekend and next week. Rec soccer is scheduled to begin practice and evaluations this week. Their first game day will be March 25th. Flag football evaluations was this past weekend, and then they'll also begin practice next week and start playing March 25th as well. And then lacrosse and rugby, both those programs have been ongoing and been playing games for about a couple of weeks now. And then lastly, as mentioned already, this was our last weekend for basketball. So I just want to thank the schools for all they do and their support and allow us to run our programs and their sites. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Any questions? All right. Assistant Director, Mr. Bruce.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. As it was mentioned, basketball finished up Saturday. We had Civitan had a total of 18 finals between boys and girls and all grades on Saturday. And wanted to really thank Jacob Witt. This was Jacob's first year running the Civitan Basketball League and did an absolutely great job. People don't realize how much time it takes to run the league from start to finish, from coaches, from fans to players and so forth. So Jacob and his wife did a great job with the basketball this year. Hoping to sign him for a 3 to 5 year contract to keep him around for a while. Fast pitch evaluations are this weekend over the field house on Saturday. We'll get them practicing probably middle of March. Hockey, the same thing. They are doing evaluations on Saturday at the rinks, and we'll get them started the week after. The middle school fast pitch league has gone, believe it or not, 2 weeks into the weather, so I think we're pretty much on schedule with them. They go still for a couple more months. Middle school baseball, first game is Wednesday night, weather permitting, and they'll go for the next 2 months with games. Senior men, I've talked to Roy, who was here earlier tonight. They're going to have 13 teams. They'll probably start in April. One of the most consistent, long-running leagues, evidently for the senior men, ironically, but they have been around for years. Spoke with the adult baseball. We have an adult baseball that comes and uses our park out of Nashville, one of the teams, and they had 3 different divisions too, and they've got them some dates around some other stuff that we're doing on Field 3. And Wade mentioned the Station Camp tournament, fast pitch tournament is this weekend on Saturday. The following weekend is beach on the 11th. It's a play day. And then per TSSAA rules, Hendersonville baseball, beach softball, Hendersonville softball, that 13th of March is the opening weekend of TSSAA sports for the spring. Soccer will be included in that too. And then Hendersonville softball has their Commando Classic that will start the Wednesday, I think it's maybe the 15th, and go Wednesday through Saturday. They're trying to get that back up and starting to grow that again. They're combining, I think, Hendersonville and Gallatin sort of going together and trying to get that to be as big as it used to be. So, getting busy.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any questions? Good, okay. Parks Director Andy Gilley.
Thank you, sir. Be on the lookout for pickleball dates. We are working as a staff to try to identify some times at the tennis courts during high school tennis season. It's tough to get a regular schedule, but Ori is working with Coach Brandon Jones to get that pickleball schedule set. The city is taking over, I think, at this point, buying nets for the temporary pickleball set up there, and we'll have to provide probably a gym supervisor or program supervisor, to help set up the courts. So we're getting closer to having pickleball officially under our umbrella, I guess, at this point. We will go out to bid on those pickleball courts to be constructed at the senior center, hopefully within the next month or so. You'll see a bid go out for that. I do want to, we thank Dallas, thank the schools. I want to say a special thanks to Hendersonville High School and their staff there for allowing the flag football to use the field house for evaluations this past Saturday. That was a huge help. That they had a lot of kids that needed to be evaluated, and the weather was not good. So we want to thank Mr. Cotter and Dr. Sarver for helping work that out. The schools have been tremendous to work with, and all aspects this year. On the screen for the community there is a community cleanup day. This is not necessarily run by our office. This is run by the Health Department of Sumner County, but in conjunction with beautiful Hendersonville and our Public Works Department, there's a link there. You can go to sign up to volunteer to clean up. The reason why I'm bringing it up here is because we are hoping that you have to kind of submit ideas of places to be identified to clean up. We were requesting that the shoreline areas around Sanders Ferry and some of the greenway areas be on the list where they send volunteers for this. So regardless, we need people to help sign up for things like this in our community. You don't have to drive around very long to see that people are not very respectful sometimes when it comes to litter around the bypass area and other places, and everybody's trying to pitch in to try to help keep that from happening. So March 25th, I think they will meet here at City Hall and then disperse with the proper tools to clean up. There also, I don't know if you saw last night, there was a good story on WSMV News that Carly Gordon did on tourism in our city and the hockey rinks and how we had box lacrosse going on there. Even on a day like Saturday when we had rain all over the place, we had, because of the turf field, we had a baseball game going on with people coming in town from Murfreesboro. We had box lacrosse, we had rugby, and we had basketball going on all over. It would have been easy for the staff to just cash it in on Saturday with the rain and everything, but everyone did a great job of that. This whole staff, every person sitting up here has a hand in what goes on during basketball season, even maintenance. There's some times when we need to do some things to help out at some of the schools to make sure the goals get put up right or things like that. So everybody's had a hand in a great basketball season. I appreciate that. And then Trevor mentioned Tony Key. Tony's been here 20 years. I personally, it's been since I started coaching at Hendersonville. Tony was there, and he's our athletic groundskeeper, which means he's the one that drags the fields in the morning and lets Keith and Dallas know if they're closed or open that day. So all the times you've been mad because the fields are closed, it's been Tony's fault, and you'll have someone new to blame starting hopefully really soon. But Tony has been a great asset to our parks and a lifelong member of the community for a long time. And we really appreciate all he's done. If you get a chance to see him or talk to him, then make sure you thank him for his work. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Gilling. Any questions? Anything else? All right, let's do roundtable. Mr. Lee, go ahead.
Thank you. I just wanted to get an update on Coach Plummer.
Coach Plummer is, you all know, former soccer coach at Hendersonville. From talking to the athletic trainer at Hendersonville, they identified low potassium as kind of what his problem was, and he's at home resting and probably mad at everybody that that he's not out doing something right now. But I think he's going to turn out to be okay.
Good deal. Thank you. All right. Lee, you're good, Ms. Rather? All right. Ms. Hillman, you're good. Pass. Okay.
Yeah,
Dr. Gold?
just one quick question on just on the program proposal application. There's a block for age of participants, and I think that would be really helpful on the special events one, because I ended up having to ask what's the special application, like what's the tournament, like I did tonight. I had to ask what's the ages for it. Is that possible to get that on the actual application itself? Yeah. Cool. That's it.
Yeah, by the way, there will be some things in next month's agenda for you guys to approve. We're going to make some changes to the application, so just as a heads up.
Good timing, Dr. Golden. Good job. Mr. Perry? You're good. Spike? Whoa. Mr. Bowler? Oh, I know Mr. Head's got something to say. Wow.
You have anything?
Wow. No, just congratulations, Tony, for 20 years. Thank you for that. Thank you to our maintenance and all of our park staff. And Ken, get well. Yes. Miss you, buddy. Hope you get back here soon. I need a motion to adjourn. Got Mr. Pike. Need a second? Second. Mr. Perry? Yep. So moved. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Let's go. Thank you again, Mr. Skoda. Looking forward to your event.